Toronto Blue Jays have found their next star, and while the conversation continues to be had surrounding the current major league team and, of course, their lackluster offense to start the year, there is one player in the minor leagues that is not only off to an impressive start, but is absolutely showing out. We're going to break down exactly who that is and discuss what it means going forward and what impact he has on the Jays in the near future. We also have multiple updates surrounding this afternoon's postponed game and what it means surrounding the pitching staff over the next few days. Stay tuned for all that in this episode. But before we get into it, if you're part of the 71% who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Jays content. Your guys' support has been unbelievable. If you want to help us towards our big goal of 17,000 subscribers, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And thank you guys again for your continued support. Ladies and gentlemen, a ton to go over today. And obviously, there is a lot to discuss today. Now, we know the Toronto Blue Jays, they were supposed to play a game today this afternoon. It got postponed. We'll dive into that. And we have some updates surrounding injuries, surrounding the pitching plans, all these different things. I want to take a step back for a little bit and discuss a prospect today. And that is a prospect that is fairly well known, but man, oh man, has he exceeded expectations thus far. And that is Trey Yesavage. And there's a ton of different things to go over, but I want to start surrounding, his start yesterday. So with the Dunedin Blue Jays, Trey Yesavage exits with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 5th after 76 pitches. He was perfect through 4 innings for the second straight start. 2 of his base runners were walked in, bringing his final line 4 2/3, 1 hit, 2 runs, 2 walks, 10 Ks, 16 whiffs. Now, a couple different things here. His, ERA actually isn't the craziest thing. We'll dive into his stats in a minute, but it's how he's going about these games. Of course, this is his first professional stint for baseball. Is coming out of college, and he was the Jays' most recent, he was the Jays' first round pick, right? The most recent draft. So Trey Yesavage has been fantastic. Now, you look at these stats, and yes, they are correct. He has been perfect through 4. Granted, we'll get into the league that he's in a minute. He's with the Dunedin Blue Jays, but through 4 innings, 2 starts in a row, he was perfect. And he struck out 10 batters in 4 2/3. Now, the biggest thing for him through both of his starts have been command. He has not commanded the zone super well. He was doing a very good job. I mean, obviously, he was perfect through 4 innings in the last start. And then he started to walk some guys in, all these different things. But this guy is a star. He is a stud. He is absolutely carving. If you watch the games, his stuff is electric. His fastball is electric. He is a dominant pitcher. He has 28 Ks through 17 and a third innings of pro ball thus far. It shouldn't be long until Trey Yesavage and Cal Steven, who I covered in a video there a few days ago, Blue Jays' first and second round picks from last summer's draft, are off to Vancouver. And of course, Vancouver being high A, it is an exciting time for Jays prospects. This has been a farm system that has not gotten much love for a very long time. The prospects since Vladdy and Bo have been pretty lackluster. You think about Alek Manoah, they called him up. He was great, and then he had to deal with injuries. Nate Pearson probably went up a bit too early. He was in the middle of the COVID season, all these different things. He ultimately got shipped off to Chicago. The Jays have not been able to develop any major league pitching at the minor league level. All of their pitchers, you think about them now. José Berríos was a trade. Max Scherzer, albeit didn't do much, but he was a signing this offseason. Chris Bassett was a signing. Kevin Gausman was a signing. Bowden Francis was a trade for Rowdy Tellez. Like, there's not a single pitcher on the starting, rotation right now that was brought up through the system. And that is a bit of a concern. As you look at the Jays prospects, their system, they have some now. Cal Steven, Trey Yesavage, number 2 ranked prospect. And the Jays need to be able to hit. It seems like whatever wasn't working before is starting to work now as it pertains to these guys' success at the minor league level. And you can see this here from yesterday as well. Trey Yesavage started out 10 across 4 2/3. Yeah, I've seen enough. Get him to high A. And you look at some of his, advanced analytics, of course, his pitch mix, all these different things, his four-seamer, his cutter, his changeup, and his slider. And we'll dive into some of the, advanced analytics towards that, where MLB Pipeline has him. But he is the Jays' number 2 ranked prospect. He's in all the top 100 prospect systems. He is an absolute stud, right? And his start yesterday was crazy. And if you watch some of the footage, it was insane. Let's dive into his stats thus far. So he started 4 games in Dunedin. He has a 3.12 ERA. And again, he's not he is dominating the hitters, but his command is still his weak point at this point. He has 8 walks in 17 innings. He's given up 9 hits, but he has struck out 28. The stats are going to come, and for a guy who's only 21 years old, his first taste of pro ball, this is about as good of a start as you could have asked for. Obviously, you maybe like to see the ERA down a little bit, but I can guarantee you they aren't really looking at ERA. They're looking at the stuff, how it's playing against the hitters, and quite frankly, the only time he gives up runs is when he's beating himself a little bit out here. Still yet to give up a home run in 17 innings. Just absolutely dominant as it pertains to strikeouts and all these different things. And he is going to be a guy that has to be on the Jays' radar, not this season, maybe not even, maybe next season and beyond. But boy, oh boy, he's a couple years out, but he is incredible. Let's look at his MLB pipeline chart. His ETA is 2026, so next season. He's 6'4", 225. Unbelievable. He's a plus fastball, a plus slider, a plus splitter, and of course, he has a very solid curveball, things like that. Yesavage began his career at East Carolina as a reliever, and then, of course, he worked his way up. We've had a few videos on Yesavage, just absolutely dominant. They got him in the 20th, with the 20th pick in the first round. Seen as a bit of a slide at the time, like he slid down. He's supposed to go higher up. Absolutely dominant. I am super high on Trey Yesavage. I truly believe he's going to be one of the better pitchers, and you can see there in his rookie year in college for East Carolina, he was a reliever in 34 games, transitioned to a starter, didn't look back, was absolutely dominant in college, and has started off his professional debut absolutely dominant as well. So let me know down below what your thoughts are on that. Again, the advanced analytics are filthy. He looks fantastic, and the most exciting thing about all this is that, ladies and gentlemen, he is on the Blue Jays, and he's the Jays' #2 ranked prospect. And I truly believe out of all the prospects they have, aside from maybe Arjun Amala, he is most likely to be the next star in that, the Blue Jays big league team, but also, of course, in the rotation for him as well. And hopefully they can take their time developing him. You have Ricky Tiedemann as well, who we're talking about, recently, and he hasn't developed quite because of Tommy John surgery. So hopefully Tiedemann's coming back soon. Manoah in August, all these different things. Let me know down below what your thoughts are. Tiedemann's still a while away, so it'd be nice to have one of these guys hit. But let's dive into some of the updates. Now, today's game was rained out. We know that, which is a little bit silly, I guess, a little bit unfortunate. Kevin Gausman and Chris Bassett are going to be starting both games tomorrow. There's a double header now tomorrow against the Yankees. And of course, the Jays are coming off a fantastic win against the Yankees. They rallied in the top of the 9th, and I would have liked to see them play today. I kind of planned my day around some Jays baseball today, but at the same time, you have Gausman tomorrow with Chris Bassett. 2 starters, probably the 2 starters you'd want to pitch, especially following José Berríos. So, the 4th starter spot is skipped, and of course, Bowden Francis pitched yesterday in the win. Or he didn't get the win. He wasn't credited with the win, but he was, of course, the starter of record. Or wasn't the starter of record, but he was the starter, sorry. So tomorrow you're going to get Gausman and Chris Bassett. And this is going to be a very interesting double header now because, again, it is Gausman and Bassett are hopefully going to be able to carve up the Yankees. But these games matter a lot. And as you start to look at the standings and all these things, the standings don't matter a ton right now. But as you start to look at specifically what you're not going to get a ton of games again. You get a lot of games against your division, less than you used to, but you need to win these games. The division is so tight right now. The Jays just got back to 500. The division is so tight that every single win you can get, there could be a huge change just by the end of tomorrow's game. If the Jays get swept, they're fairly out of the AL East right now, and if they sweep, they're right back in it. And of course, the standings don't matter 26 games into the season. But they kind of do because each win matters. Now, win in April, I've been saying this all year long. Win in April matters just as much as a win in September. And that's what it's going to come down to. So hopefully they can take care of business. Also, one other note, shout out to Brandon here. The Blue Jays bullpen has the best K rate and the best K to walk rate in baseball. Unbelievable turnaround. And that's been part of the reason that the Jays have had success up to this point of the season as pertains to a very tough schedule thus far. Man, oh man. Hopefully, they can take care of business again. You look, they won the first game against the Yankees. They have a couple more now on Sunday, and then you have an off day on Monday. So it kind of works out well. You can use all your bullpen arms, go full out in the couple games there, and hopefully Jays can take care of business. Let me know down below what your thoughts are. Cheers.